Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Grassroot Chats, where me and Dr. Frank, the betting connoisseur, will discuss all the wonderful sporting news that has been available from whenever till this very point. And by sporting points, I mean selected sporting points because we'll leave all the other big boys to talk about everything else. How you doing, Frank? You good?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Fresh trim. I'm feeling good. It's been a good day so far, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Nice one, nice one. Don't worry, you'll be here every week. So just keep that pleasure for for whenever. But you're definitely, unless you have other plans. Are you already planning to ditch me? No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not going
No,
anywhere.
I,
You're going anywhere. Anyways, we'll jump right into it. Right into it. No hold bars or whatever they say. So the question is very simple. Was it right for Chelsea to sack Frank Lampard?
yes, 100% yes.
Why?
At the end of the
That was a quick yes. Why was that a yes? Chelsea,
there's no.
back your points up. Back your points up.
I don't think it's something that can be debated. At the end of the day, when I look at what's happened with Chelsea, I look at their squad as a whole, and I feel that this squad needs to be sniffing around that top four at this point of the season.
It's only 19 games in, though. I'm sure they're about what, a couple of points off the top four. What exactly? So are you saying Chelsea already have a team to be title contenders? Is that what you're saying?
I think the squad is strong enough to be a title contender for sure. 100%. I know a lot of people will say that they're only 1 point off where they were this time last season. I get that. But we're not looking for Chelsea to be sniffing and trying to finish in the top four. They're not the Arsenal of years ago when it was okay for Arsene Wenger to just finish in the top four. We know if your owner is Abramovich, you have to finish top two.
So,
It's no
so,
buts, no maybe.
so you don't actually see room for improvement. You don't think Frank was getting there. You don't think he was going to make the squad gel. You don't think that there's a possibility that there could be a turnaround because I mean they had like 15 games unbeaten initially, and then
Yes.
one or two problems started coming in. So, I mean, this is how I say it. This is how I say it. So I think the footballing world should have a bit of more patience. Personally, I also think Frank Lampard is not just another guy. He is a legend and icon. Yes, he was all that as a player, but
That's right.
considering what he did with the squad he had the last time, where they had like window bans and all that, I'm sure he's going
Mhm.
to need a little bit more time. Don't you think?
Well, this is it. This is where we disagree. Because with what he had before, he superseded expectations completely.
Okay.
This time, with the likes of Pulisic now being fit and healthy, bringing in the likes of Werner, Havertz, there's been hardly any injuries. The point is, there's not been injuries. He's been able to choose from the likes of Giroud up front, Tammy Abraham up front, Werner. They've all been fit. This time round, they are fit.
No, no, not
Now,
really. They went through a period where they had Thiago Silva was taking his time to get used to the league. Zuma was injured, I think. Rudiger was injured. Yes, he probably has a couple of other players on the bench and people he can bring in to change the game. He is
yeah,
Chelsea and all that story. So what you're saying, so the way I look at it is, if I must agree that Frank Lampard was to be sacked, as it has happened, I am looking at return of investment. So he spent 200 million, blah 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 blah, all those things the fans don't want to hear. I mean, it is a result game, but he's not too far off the top. Don't you, I'm sure a little bit patience should be given. I mean, I think you're being too harsh on the guy. I'm not a Chelsea fan. I mean, I mean, they do have a history of getting rid of people. Like it's as if as you walk into Chelsea, you have an expiry date. But I think with him, I think it was just
that's what it is.
too harsh.
There's an expiry date. You have to remember, arguably out of all the owners in the Premiership, Abramovich is definitely the one who is all about results. If we look at the last 10 games that Chelsea have played, they've won four. Two of them were against Morecambe and Luton Town.
You can
No
only,
disrespect.
you can only beat who's in front of you, though. You can only
This
beat
is
who's in front of you.
the Premiership. And if we believe that Chelsea should be sniffing in and around the top four, they've got to be, no disrespect to the likes of Aston Villa, but Aston Villa should not be going to Stamford Bridge and getting a draw. They
Aren't
could have
you?
won.
Aren't you?
These
Aren't you?
sort of things
Aren't you
not
an
be.
aren't you an Aston Villa fan, though?
I am an Aston Villa fan, but
So
I've got to look.
are you saying as an Aston Villa fan, you went to Stamford Bridge more with hope than expectation?
Exactly. I would have been very happy just having a draw and getting the 1 point, and that's exactly what we obtained. Chelsea fans would have been furious about it. We're not supposed to go there and get any points. Yes, don't get me wrong, Villa have improved this season, but to get points at Stamford Bridge, those days haven't happened since we had the likes of Southgate.
Why,
You know,
why do people still, a lot of Chelsea, Arsenal fans, there's a lot of comparison with what they used to be in the past. Oh, we
yes,
should that, but that doesn't matter. It's what happens on the day. Everybody's always talking about, oh yeah, I mean Chelsea before. How can we go this? Yeah, but football has changed. Everybody has caught up to the standard everybody else is setting. I mean,
aha.
Villa, for example,
I'm
last season
glad.
almost relegated. This season they've stepped up their football. So why is it shocking for you to go there and get a draw?
The reason why is because exactly what you just said. Everybody has stepped up their game, except the likes of Chelsea. Chelsea have not stepped up their game.
And that
You
is solely Frank Lampard to blame.
I'm going to blame Lampard because at the end of the day, Lampard is the one who is putting the tactics out there. Yes, don't get me wrong, the likes of Werner and Mountain and whoever else plays for Chelsea, I can't remember the whole squad, but whoever plays for them, they have to go and they have to do the tactics. But it is him, Lampard, who needs to see what's going on and needs to change things around. If he's not willing to change things around, it was inevitable. It was inevitable.
Okay. So now, breaking news: Thomas Tuchel, right? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah, he's now the manager of Chelsea. Um,
that's just saw them.
he's coming there with a reputation. So he's not coming there as a former player, legend, blah blah blah. He's coming there as a coach that has some sort of rapport and a good history. However, he was managing a PSG team that's pretty much fantasy football kind of teammates.
Exactly.
Are you sure? What do you think will happen? First of all, do you think he will do better than Frank Lampard? That's the question.
Well, first and foremost, good luck to him because I've just found out, and you probably know as well, he's only been given an 18-month contract. So,
Stuffing the place, seeing what's going on,
oh yeah, I mean,
see
I mean,
make it wonderful.
I mean, he did well in the Bundesliga with the likes of Borussia Dortmund. He's managed the likes of Christian Pulisic before.
When
He
you
knows him inside out.
when you say
Uh,
do well, what is well? We both know
what?
that the English Premier League doesn't do well. What is well? And Chelsea of all clubs, what exactly is well?
Well, in the Bundesliga, he finished runners-up twice in a row. Now, we all know, arguably, Bayern Munich are the best team in Europe at the present moment in time, but he had to hold off the likes of Werder Bremen, of the likes of Wolfsburg, RB Leipzig, and he did that. Tuchel did that before he went to Paris Saint-Germain. He went to Paris Saint-Germain. Yes, you win. If you don't win the league, then something's wrong with you. You might as well just give up football. Even the likes of Alan Shearer could probably win the league over there. Maybe not the likes of Gary Neville.
First of all, do not insult Gary Neville. You can insult Alan Shearer all you want. Do not insult Gary Neville. Gary Neville is the top man. He was just very unlucky. But anyways, crack on.
I know Gary Neville is a useless guy. I digress. But the point is, in regards to Chelsea, what would he be able to do? Like I said, he knows the likes of Pulisic. He's going to be able to speak more with the likes of Havertz and the likes of Werner. We know that he is someone who is accustomed to helping youngsters. He could push the likes of Mason Mount on even more. I'm very interested to see what he's going to do with the front line. With the likes of Giroud. Is he going to be coming out of the cold? I mean, he's whenever he plays, he seems to score. But then whenever Abraham plays, he seems to score. The issue I see at Chelsea is the defence. On paper, when we look at that defence, it should be top 2, top 3. On paper, it's just not doing the job.
Well, we will see. As you said, good luck to him. The question, well, to finish up the whole Frank Lampard and Chelsea situation now. So this a couple of questions. If Thomas Tuchel, I don't know how you pronounce it, if he finished second with Chelsea, should he be sacked?
Not in this lifetime. If he finishes second, that's exactly what the likes of Abramovich will want. He will want him finishing that.
So what you're saying now is they don't expect him to win the league, at least this
No,
season.
not at all.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Well, good luck to Thomas Tuchel and all the Chelsea fans out there. Frank Lampard, I personally think you are wonderful. I mean, Man United did beat you a couple of times, which I'm very happy about. But yeah, I think I think yeah, good luck to him. Hopefully, he'll probably be back on TV for some time and for probably get another job. Maybe Aston.
Uh, I think he'll land on his feet. I'll be brutally honest. Do I think he's a good manager? No, I don't. I don't think he's a good manager at all. I think a lot of people feel that he did okay at the likes of Derby County. You have to remember he had about 4 or 5 loanees who were Premier League quality. They robbed the league. That's what he's supposed to do with these sort of players. I'm sorry.
Well, he didn't win the championship though.
Even worse. Thank you for correcting me. He didn't win a championship. Didn't he come up via playoffs?
Yeah, he did.
There you go. So as far as I'm concerned, I think the wall was pulled over Chelsea's eyes. He's been found out this season. Time to go. Sorry.
Yeah, and just on last note though, he did beat Aston Villa to get to the Premier League. Just saying.
No, he didn't. What are you talking about?
Was it Villa? Anyway, can't remember. Can't remember.
Derby. Every day of the week.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I was there. I was there at Wembley. Good day.
Good day. Nice, nice, nice. Well, it's all good. Now, the next thing I want to find out about or have a very wonderful, meaningful conversation because I never seem to do with Arsenal fans. I personally think, I personally think Ozil was mistreated.
Oh,
Um, Unfortunately, I probably wouldn't have evidence or facts in terms of why I think the problem was. But when you look at that midfield right now, in terms of supply and creativity, not many are actually better than Ozil. So, question to you is very simple once again: were they right to get rid of Ozil? Would
oh.
you start Mezut Ozil?
Do you know what? I've racked my brains as far as this one's concerned. I understand why they've got rid of him for the fact that, financially speaking, he was draining them. He reminds me, funnily enough, just quickly regarding Chelsea, he reminds me of a former Dutch player called Winston Bogarde, a left back. He used to play for Chelsea. And back in the late 90s, he drained Chelsea for 40, 45 grand a week and he sat in the reserves. Now, in the late 90s, that was a lot of money. Yes, I understand it's nothing comparison to the likes of Ozil with £350,000, but I can understand why they've got rid of him. However, when we're talking about creativity, absolutely no way was there anyone or is there anyone who can compare to Ozil in that Arsenal squad. Not in this lifetime. No disrespect to the likes of Willian, Pepe, Emma Smith Rowe and what have you. I don't think so. And I also feel if you are planning to bring Emma Smith Rowe to the forefront, you know, have Ozil in the squad. How much could he have learned from the likes of Ozil? I just don't understand why he didn't even get a sniff. It
So
makes
I,
no sense.
so I think Una Emery got to a point that he wanted Ozil to play a particular style or set of football, which Ozil
Mm,
could. I've never understood why managers think that you have a player that when he played for Germany and all the other teams he has played for, he was used to his strength, used to his capability. He was never asked to defend or run back and all that story. And then
correct.
you bring in a manager who thinks he wants Ozil to play a particular style of football. And
Yeah.
for some reason, he can't get it out of Ozil. And then you banish the guy from the first team. And
Yep.
you start making it seem as if it's an issue. He comes back, plays 1 or 2 games. You're like, oh, he's not running back, he's not tracking back. And what I don't understand is how easy most of the fans buy into that ideology. I mean, this is a man that was giving you assist upon assist upon assist. All of a sudden, he's terrible.
I don't understand it.
Do you
I'll never.
do you think off the pitch antics got him into trouble?
Partially, yes. I mean, unless you were living underneath a rock, we all know what the comments were made in regards to, with China. I don't feel that did him any favors. In fact, I feel that was the beginning of the end. He got a bit of sympathy himself and Said Kolasinac, his very good friend who's now in the Bundesliga with Schalke. I think he's on loan now, if I remember rightly.
The knife crime fighter.
Yeah, I mean, he got a bit of sympathy there, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. I mean, he came back. I mean, after the first lockdown, he was in the squad for about 5 or 6 games, and then he disappeared. He was just gone, never to be seen again. He wasn't giving Arteta what he wanted. You can clearly see what Arteta wants. He wants a playmaker in there, yes, but he wants someone who is going to give that gra, as I call it. You know, someone who's going to do the running, who's going to track back as well. Unfortunately,
he never did that though.
This is it. He never did that for anyone.
And how do you expect him, the older he got, to automatically start doing all that gra, as you describe it?
Very much. Exactly my point. It's not going to change now. It's not going to change. I mean, if you have someone who do you know what? People will disagree with me. The guy's world class. He will always be world class. From the day that Cristiano Ronaldo does an interview and is asked who is the best player he's ever played with, and he says Mezut Ozil, the guy needs to be in your squad. What is he, 31, 32 years of age?
Probably 30.
Right
I think
now,
I'll have to check.
It's something along those lines, 31, 32. Real Madrid right now, their central midfielders, Toni Kroos and Luka Modric at this present moment in time with Casemiro. Luka Modric is 35 years of age, 35, 36 years of age. They're currently in talks to possibly extending his deal again. The guy has just as much guile as Luka Modric, if not more. How on earth can you not even have him in the squad? I'm not saying first 11. The squad makes no sense.
Well, he's gone to Fenerbahce now, which I think will suit him in terms of playing style and his age. I mean, I still think he has a lot to offer, but for some reason they don't seem to think the same way in Arsenal. I've never understood. However, they are looking midfield wise. I think they have the kind of players they've been looking for a while. You know, the grit, getting there kind of players. Smith Rowe, Partey has come to make things
Yeah.
look very classy. Ceballos is still wonderful. I mean, Partey has made Xhaka look wonderful. And I mean, and their best player right now is Tierney, which he's looking really good. I mean, personally, I think that guy needs to be drug tested, man. That guy just never wears long sleeve, never cold.
I love Tierney.
Scottish DNA or something.
Do you know what? This guy Tierney, I said this last season, and a lot of people will disagree with me. I said Tierney is one of the best left backs in Europe, and you will see. And a lot of and people said
best left backs in Europe. That's a massive praise.
Left backs in Europe. I'm telling you, the guy just needs to stay fit, and he will show what he's really about. He has not peaked yet. I mean, I watch a lot of Scottish football. He has not shown yet what he can really do. And if you speak to a lot of people in Scotland, they will tell you he's a better left back than Robertson. A lot of people in England would that he's a better left back. But if you speak to people in Scotland, they will tell you Tierney is a better left back. You will see it. It hasn't come to fruition yet. I tell you what.
Well, till we see it though, till we see it. But that's a big shout. That's a very, very big shout.
It's a big shout, and I tell you what, people will agree and disagree with it. But when it comes to fruition and he starts destroying and blowing people away, I'll say, I told you so.
Well, till then. But till now, man, I mean, Robertson plays for the enemy as a big Man United fan. But you have to give him his credit. He's very solid, non-stop, keeps back to front. I mean, Tierney is equally as good, but I think Robertson just edges it just a tiny bit.
Yeah, for now.
We shall see. Well, moving forward and going away from football for some time, or soccer, if we have any American people in this. So, Mcgregor.
Hi.
Mcgregor. This is what, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the UFC here. I mean, both of us are big fans, as you can tell. And McGregor came back, comeback fight against Dustin Poirier. And for the first time, McGregor was knocked out TKO in his career. And this was a revenge fight because they fought 6 years ago. Now,
That's right.
I have a couple of questions when it comes to McGregor. Um, Number one, were you surprised with the outcome of that fight?
Yes,
Why were you
I'm
surprised?
surprised.
Why were you?
Definitely surprised. Now, I saw a lot of exposure. I could foresee how he would lose, and he lost exactly how I thought he might. However, I was expecting a knockout in the second round for McGregor.
So this is how I see it. The If you look at the UFC and if you look at the grind, especially in the lightweight division,
Hmm.
you have Oliveira, Chandler, um, Hangman, you have Tony Ferguson, Khabib. When you look at
Yeah,
the, when you look at the standard in that division, those guys have been brawling and fighting non-stop. They've been active. Fair play,
exactly.
fair play to Dustin Poirier. He only fought once last year, which
Yeah,
is fair enough. But he still had the hunger. He fought once, and it was a good war with Dan Hangman. And
that's right.
but he has always stayed hungry, stayed focused. Now McGregor fought Cerrone, which let's be honest, we all expected him to win, which he
That
did,
was
in 40 seconds, and then
yeah.
he goes numb the entire year. So skill set, I personally don't think McGregor has improved over the years. I just feel a lot of the other fighters have caught up. And the reason I say this is because McGregor always comes up with very crappy excuses. When he fought Mayweather, he said, I trained for all styles possible, but I wasn't expecting him to come with a Mexican style. That's such a crappy excuse. I mean, you say you've trained for all styles. Now, the press conference after the fight, he's saying, "Oh, he trained for Dustin. Dustin was a smart fighter. Styles
Yeah.
win fight, but I wasn't expecting the kicks." Come on, what kind of statement is that?
I'm glad you brought up the kicks. Okay. Now there's two ways that I felt that he was exposed. Any UFC fan will tell you McGregor cannot defend kicks. I'm sorry, but the guy does not know how to actually check kicks.
He's a two-time world champion. How can he not know how to defend kicks?
He does not know how to check kicks. I'm sorry, I cannot remember. I wish I remembered the guy who.
He's been in the UFC for 8 years, 11 pay-per-view fights, double
Yes,
champion, and he doesn't know how to check kicks.
I'm
Please,
telling you for free,
please.
this guy is not great when it comes to checking kicks. He was exposed against Poirier. I wish it's not going to come to me right now as to who destroyed his legs as well. There's been two or three people who have destroyed his legs, and he's worked on his knockout power and prayed to knock people out. And that's exactly what he's done. Poirier worked on his legs, and he didn't he have a dead leg in the end? His
Uh,
left or right dead.
he's been ruled out for 6 months because of that dead leg. McGregor. So
There you go.
we're not gonna see him till sometime after July. If
Dustin
if he
Poirier has
has
just given
hunger.
as to how to defeat McGregor. It's as simple as that. I don't know who he's going to come back against now. There's been a few names who have been thrown out there regarding trilogy, such as Nate Diaz, Dustin Poirier himself. Do you give him another feeder fight like Cowboy? Obviously, he's just beating Cowboy, but like the likes of Cowboy, does he go and fight a YouTuber? What do you with McGregor now?
Well, first of all, McGregor is still the biggest star in the UFC in terms of drawing the crowd and the biggest.
Yeah,
But in terms of fighting and earnings, I feel this is how I see it. Dustin Poirier should be on one side to fight for the lightweight title if Khabib, relinquishes the title.
yeah,
And on the other side, staying on Dustin Poirier's side, he has beaten Gaethje, he
yeah.
has beaten McGregor, he,
Correct.
he has beaten Dan Hangman. The only person he hasn't fought in the top division, he hasn't fought Tony Ferguson, and he hasn't fought Oliveira. However, all the names that people are calling to be lightweight contenders, he has beaten them all. Now, which brings me into the next thing. The next thing is people are talking about Michael Chandler, which he had a wonderful UFC debut. I mean,
I,
I didn't even see that coming. He just, I mean, that was. I'm not gonna lie. I felt sorry for Dan, but that was just.
I,
That was. I
Dan,
mean, for those of you who don't know, Michael Chandler was a former Bellator champion. Made his UFC debut against Dan Dan the Hangman, and he knocked him out in the first round, pretty much.
ranked up.
Yeah, and now there's talk about him going for the title, which I don't think he has earned because, as far as I'm concerned, he should beat Gaethje and possibly fight somebody else, possibly two or three people that Dustin Poirier has beaten before he's given a chance. In the meantime, I personally feel Dustin Poirier, if there's anybody he should fight just one more time before he gets a title shot, is Oliveira.
Well, let me deal with Chandler first, okay? Because I've been waiting to say this. He dealt with Dan Hooker well, well, well. He treated him like someone who was out of the top 15, top 20 rankings. It was ridiculous. Chandler stalked him as if his name was Mike Tyson. The way he stalked Dan Hooker was ridiculous. Dan Hooker did not get a look in. That left hook came in, lights out. It was a wrap. Dan Hooker is done out here, and I feel for the guy. I don't know who's going to be next for Dan Hooker,
What do you
but
mean?
I feel
What do you mean he's done out there, man? So what you done out there meaning? What's that? What does that mean?
it's gonna. Do you know what? It might take him a little bit of time to actually come back. I'm worried about Dan Hooker now. I'm worried, right? Because I've got a feeling that they might try and feed him to someone who is ranked 11th or 10th. I'd have to look at the rankings, but I'm a bit worried about him now. Um, he's obviously not going to get a fight against any of the top five guys. He's going to go down in rankings. If I haven't seen them yet, you might be able to tell me actually.
I mean, he
But
was ranked sixth, and he fought.
he was ranked. I don't know if he's dropped. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I've just got this feeling that he may be fed to someone else. I'm a bit worried about his career now. The way he was knocked out against Chandler, it was not.
He possibly will not drop out of the top 10 because if you look at the guys below him, I think he has beaten one or two people there.
I
So
don't think he was out. I'm saying I've got a feeling that he may be fed to someone, and I use the word fed because with the UFC, they like feeding people to up and comers. I'm just a bit worried. I need to see the rankings as to who's number 11, who's number 10. You know, who's on a winning streak. They like doing that. It was a nasty knockout. It wasn't nice. It's going to take Hooker at least 4 or 5 months to recover. At least 4 months. So I'm intrigued as far as that's concerned. In regards to Poirier, on the other hand, though, who do I want to see him fight next? It's got to be Gaethje.
no, he beat Gaethje for the interim title. What's he fighting him for again?
The reason why I say Gaethje is because Khabib doesn't look like he's coming back anytime soon. For Khabib to come back, it had to be McGregor. It had to be McGregor. That was the draw.
It could
That
be it could be GSP.
Can you honestly see GSP coming back at the age of 40?
Well, no, but however, this is how I look at it. This is how I look at it. Dustin has beaten Gaethje up before, and Gaethje has had a shot at the title.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of form, Oliveira needs a shot. And if anything, Oliveira should fight Gaethje, and the winner of that should fight Dustin Poirier. And I feel Chandler should get McGregor next
No! Wow! Why? Why? Why?
because
What?
McGregor too has also been beaten by Dustin Poirier.
How? Do you know? I think it's incredibly disrespectful
To
that
who?
got Hooker ranked number 6 in the first place. I think it's
Well,
incredibly. Don't get me wrong. I understand that UFC have paid big bucks to get Chandler in, but the fact that he has bypassed so many, it is really annoying.
okay,
Now,
please tell me two names he should have fought before Dan Hardman. Two names.
You know what?
Just two.
Do you know what? You're gonna laugh, but I feel like he should have fought someone like Donald Cerrone. I really do. Um, at the end of the day, I just don't feel he should have been thrusted into a top 6 fight. Yes, people may say, do you know what? It's justified. He's knocked Dan Hooker out. I get that, but I feel it's very disrespectful to those who are in the top 15 rankings that he's just bypassed a lot of them into Dan Hooker, and now you're saying he should be fighting the money man. He should be fighting McGregor. So you're saying he should go from Dan Hooker to McGregor. What are you going to say next?
So,
the title?
Well, but if look at it this way. Look at it this way. I don't believe he should fight for the title. I think he needs to earn it. However, we've seen he fought Dan Hardman that went 5 rounds with Dustin Poirier.
Uh-huh.
He fought Dan Hardman that went 5 rounds with Felder. Dan Hardman that beats Al Quinta.
Yeah.
And he took him out in less than 2 minutes. Surely there's something to his arsenal. Surely.
Of course there is. The cost. But there you go. The likes of Al Quinta, the likes of Felder. How disrespected must you feel if you are these guys, knowing that you've just been bypassed?
Yeah,
you've been,
well, let's be honest here. We've always known that the ranking in UFC doesn't really mean much. And besides, the UFC always do fights with people that can make money. Personally, okay, I'll tell you what. Forget all this disrespect thing, man. Oh my God, who's going to bypass? Yada yada yada. In one go, so we can end the UFC. At least we can end this section of the UFC talk in one go. In one go. You agree, Dustin Poirier fighting for the title?
100.
Who should he fight for the title and why? Break down the fights till you get there.
Well, this is it. I go back to Gaethje, and the reason why I say Gaethje is because of what you've just said. I believe Gaethje will beat Oliveira. If Gaethje beats Oliveira, it's got to be Gaethje and Poirier. Okay. So I'm just basically saying he's going to beat Oliveira, so it has to be Gaethje and Poirier. Has to be.
So what you're saying is Oliveira Gaethje fights, whoever wins fights Dustin Poirier.
Exactly.
Okay. Gaethje. And who should McGregor fight next?
I don't know. The thing is,
I'll fight
whoever you put with McGregor, see, I would love to see part 3 against Nate Diaz. I would love to see it.
Oh well, we shall see. It was a good weekend for UFC. Unfortunately, our girl Ribas lost, but I mean she lost to a better fighter. It's when you think about it, it was a good card. I'm looking forward to UFC 258 with Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns. I mean, I'm hoping the belt stays with Kamaru. A lot of people think the belt's going to change waist, but we shall see. We shall see. Moving on to the rest of the world. This is your thing because as much as I love certain sports, I keep away from loads of them. What's happening in the world of basketball? I see that Lebron is still doing his thing.
LeBron, the king, is still doing his thing. 36 years of age. He last night.
Or 35?
He's 36. He's 36. All right. He became the oldest man last night, going back to Cleveland again with the Lakers to score them 40 points plus. Unheard of. First guy, the oldest guy to have scored 40 points against an opposition. It's ridiculous. These things don't happen. There's so much going on in basketball right now. It's ridiculous. We have now, for the first real time, seen what's called the Big Three. The Big Three at Brooklyn Net right now.
And the Big Three are
Harden, Kyrie Irving. It's huge.
When you said the Big Three, were you talking about Big Three players or Big Three teams?
The Big Three players. Okay.
Oh, and they're all in one team.
Years ago, slightly with Golden State Warriors. We saw it a few years ago, but we've never seen this much firepower. In football terms, we've basically got Mbappe, Neymar, Messi in the same team. It's ridiculous. The amount of pressure there is on Brooklyn Nets to win the championship this season is ridiculous. The only problem this team has is no defense. But that's what's making their games so exciting at this moment in time. It's so exciting because you're seeing games like 128, 130, and so on and so forth. I love it, and I can't get enough of it. But right now, we cannot dispute who is the king right now. It's still LeBron James. Will Kevin Durant come and take his title? We don't know.
Well, I mean, he spends millions on his rehab and training and keeping himself fit, and his diet is wonderful. I mean, I'm a big supporter of. I don't get it when people say somebody's too old. I mean, if a guy is 50 and he can still ball and can still do wonderful, play him. That's my opinion. But you know,
100.
we all see things differently. I mean, I love watching him play. I love seeing his highlights. I mean,
Oh,
I saw the no look 3 points.
oh,
That was just amazing.
oh.
That was wonderful.
That's that's taking a piss on different levels. On different levels. I'm sorry. I don't care how this sounds, but if I'm the opposition coach and I see someone do a no-look 3-pointer, I'm calling a timeout. I'm telling someone to take him out. Take him out. The disrespect was immense. No.
It is all good. Well, we should see what happens in the upcoming week, and lots of talking points to come in the week. Um, we'll probably talk or touch more on Italian football next time. I like what AC Milan is doing. Of course, we'll speak about the Premier League depending on what is going to happen. All eyes on Thomas Tuchel for Chelsea. But before we go, Dr. Frank, what are your betting tips to look forward to in the future?
Well, there's quite a few going on at this moment in time. Well, if you're looking at this week alone, I'm telling you, I'm very interested in the game between Tottenham Hotspur at home to Liverpool. I'm not liking Liverpool's defence. I'm telling you, I'm not liking it whatsoever. Do not be surprised if Tottenham come away with that home victory. They'll probably be underdogs, to be honest with you. I haven't looked yet, but they'll probably be underdogs. But that's game I'm definitely looking out for. And I'm also looking forward to the Super Bowl. This is going amazing. It's in a couple of weeks, in the first week of February. It's the greatest of all time. Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time.
Tom Brady is still playing. My God.
He's still playing. He's still playing. He's 43 years of age. 44 years of age. He's transferred. He was at New England Patriots for many years. He left his coach, Bill Belichick. He's gone to Tampa Bay. It's a fairy tale ending right now. The Super Bowl is actually in Tampa Bay. It's the GOAT, the greatest of all time, against the baby GOAT, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, if you don't know who he is, he's coming for that title of greatest of all time. He's 21, 22 years of age, and what he's doing right now is astronomical with that ball. He's the current MVP from last year. He's looking to win it 2 years in a row. Kansas City are looking to defend their title. It's going to be amazing.
All good, all good. I take it your prediction videos will be coming out soon, and people can look up on YouTube for Dr. Frank. And
you definitely can. You definitely can. Look out for Dr. Frank. Dr. Frank predicts. You'll definitely see them. You can catch me on Twitter as well. Ask me as many questions as you want. Dwayne P. Frank. You'll find me there as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Grassroot Chats with me, MC Savvy Boy, or Julian, however you want to call me, and of course with my co-pilot, Mr. Dwayne Frank. Ladies and gentlemen, speak to you soon.
Absolute pleasure. Take care.